Welcome to this video. The artificial intelligence AI is involved in our daily life already, like the advertisement and the short video recommendation, the painting, even making the video that just like we film it ourselves. So some people may have interest in what about is development in the education. So now I make this video and introduce you some concept and application of it and some necessary techniques for you to understand. Recently, what will be addressed in this video? I will tell you some AI technologies and applications in education. The content range from 2010 to 2024. I'll explain the concepts and give you some example for you to know what it is, and also we'll let you know some methodologies, applications, and its platforms. I will provide 2 case study showcase for your better understanding. Finally, give you the conclusion and takeaway. Let's see an example first. We can imagine that the AI, it is a program that at the production stage, it means that by the computer science engineer, when they make it, that we need to have some historical data of all the students in the last 5 years in the province. Like we have all the data of from the elementary school to the secondary school of some students, and we have their like health statistics like their weight, their height, age, and their sleeping duration, their preferred activities when they are at home of the school, if they like to play the football or like painting, like to sing a song, or yes, the activities they prefer, and their diets, and also their career development. And then after collecting the data, it is the step 1. And step 2, according to the recommendation system, we choose the appropriate ML methods, the machine learning methods is the step 2. And then step 3 is retrain this data by itself and form a model. Yes, a model. Then we call it, give the model a name, to be star. So the model is the algorithm which already trained the data. So now we have 3 things: algorithm, machine learning methods, and they combine to be a model, to be star is its name. Then for the teacher or the students, let's say if for a principal, if now we have a new registered student called Jericho, and he tells us after the conversation we know he wants to be a center in ice hockey. So the principal will input Jericho's data, his height, preferred activities, sleeping duration, diets, preference, and some data into the model to be star. Then we can get his personalized training plan, which is tailored and comprehensive for his center in ice hockey development. That's an example of the recommendation system. So now here we come to the concept of AI in education. The data-driven artificial intelligence is a task-oriented algorithm which constructs a system by mapping the data with the specified AI methods and instructions. Then the user can use it with a user interface, like a system. Now, data. Data is a model that will be trained by the algorithm, which requires the data to train itself and give a result at the new tasks. The algorithm will learn and build its own judgment and criteria with the quantified value. We don't have to know how it really works inside, how the data interact themselves. We don't need to know the mechanism because sometimes it's just too complicated and we cannot handle it. We don't have this time to do it. It could be very long. So we use the AI. They can deal with it by the resource of the computer, and then to deal the abstract characteristics into the quantified data. So also maybe sometimes we need to input the abstract characteristics of students to be a data, like give them a rank. The data from the students can be the age, their height, exam performance. From the teacher could be the effectiveness of the teaching methods, like simulation, give some hints, or the repeating practice. There are also maybe some data like the students' admission year, the average year, temperature, some kind of the data. Now we see the algorithm. Algorithm, it processes the data from the database we mentioned before, and also maybe some new inputs. At the previous example, it was the data of the students' jelly codes. And now the data, the AI methods will process itself and to build a system. We call it to be star before. Yeah, it's a model. So to do with it, at step 1, we need to prepare the data of features. What is features? The age, the height, their score of the mathematics examination. These are the features. We collect the data from each features at first, and then next we notate them by the instructions. Thirdly, we will exclude the low quality or the unavailable data, like the low quality could be some duplicated data we collect is quite unnecessary, or some available data like some information if they are missing. Finally, we will supplement the missing data by some methods like the linear regression model or the mean imputation. After that, at step 2, we will choose an AI methods. We will choose an optimized methods for the text, like we will choose VSM methods, which is content-based methods for the teaching video recommendation. At step 3, we train the past data to be a model. The model will map the data itself and train it, so we can then use an available system. Finally, we input the new data of some individual students, and then we can get the results, like the development plan of Jellicoe. That's the concept of the AI in education. Let's see what it can be done. Its applications. It can be used as the grading system and the plagiarism check, like a software called Turnitin. It can scan and screen all the sentence in your assignment, and then to give the similarity reports that it will state your similarity percentage and the source and this kind of things. It can also provide the students retention and dropout service. It can predict the students if it will repeat the course again, or if he will drop out. It means to leave the school forever. Yes, within this program, the single program. And also it can provide a customized education methods and his own curriculum, and also the scope of learning. Some students may be good at the STEM, like the science, technology things, while others are good at the art things. Some even within the students who are good at the art, some can paint, whereas another are good at singing. They are different, so the AI system can provide their own recommendations based on their past data and also their winning. Finally, for the generative AI, it can provide the sentiment analysis methods and also to make a chatbot to answer the questions anytime and everywhere in education. The first one is the supervised learning. It provides the predictive analysis and is the function or the curve fitting for the data training. It's accurate because it's based on the past data and from the input to the output and train itself. So it's very good to use in the predictive analysis, like we mentioned, the prediction of the students' dropout or the retention. But its drawback is it requires considerable data sets that sometimes maybe is unavailable for some area or some place that but it's a method for predictive analysis, and its methods could be the decision tree, the k-nearest neighborhood, or the naive Bayes if you want to know. Yeah. The second technique is the unsupervised learning. The benefit is it can extract the information or the patterns from a lot of data. You know, when you got too much data, you literally cannot figure out things or the effective information. You just own the data, but you don't know anything or the useful analysis. But the unsupervised learning can offer this function. It can cluster the data set into clusters. Some people may be confused by the sentence that it can categorize. It can categorize the data, or like in education, it can categorize the students into different types, or maybe some students are good at sports, or some students are good at even they are good at STEMs. It can categorize some students into the mathematics. They will have advantage in it, or some, whereas another one will be dedicated into the physics. Yeah. So it's the unsupervised learning. It's also effective for the analysis. Its models can be the k-means, or the spectrum, or the hierarchical. Let's see the third technique. It's the generative AI that you may know. ChatGPT is actually based on this kind of the methods, and it's versatile. It can provide you the generous purpose. It's beyond the aforementioned machine learning technique. It can pattern the recognition and also to recreate. It can function as the dialogue chatbot. It can do the conversation with it, so the students can ask the question and get the answer everywhere, anytime, and with very large patience that even sometimes the teacher will feel challenging to provide. The technique is the transformer-based technique and the pre-trained large language models, the LLM, which is quite popular if you heard it before. And there are two methods, like the retrieval augment generation or the low-rank adaptation of LLM, the lower. Some people, maybe they do use the AI to generate some pictures, may know this LoRa. What is the difference of the conventional tutorial dialogue system to the ChatGPT? Some people may ask. I will answer this question at a later section in a case study. Let's see the case study 1 to predict the dropout. It is a research in 2016. The definition of dropout: a student who cannot acquire at least one degree throughout the 6-year duration of the first matriculation. 3 machine learning methods were compared in the study. They are regularized logistic regression, the k-nearest neighbors, and random forest. The paper is predicting student dropouts in higher education. And the data, I want to introduce you about the data, is because we mentioned a lot before, but it's not the in real application, so I will explain more here. The database is in the summer of 2013 from the University of Washington. It comprises the data from 1998 to 2006. The undergraduate students in main campus. More than 1,600 students were considered in the text, excluding 5 unavailable information in sex, because yeah, maybe they didn't fill in the blank appropriately. The graduate rate of this more than 69,000 students was around 76.5%, and of them, more than 32,000 students were randomly chosen from the majority class. The graduate and non-completion are 50-50% of these students, selected students. Half of them are the freshman entrants, and also it comprises the 2-year and 4-year college students, and they share the rest approximately equally. It's about the data. You can see that it requires for this supervised method, it requires really large amounts of the data. And the feature mapping. What is feature? Feature is mentioned before. It could be the age, the height of the students, or their score of their mathematics, chemistry. Yes. The feature mapping in this research, there are two large categories. One is the demographic, whereas another one is the transcript records. The demographic information includes sex, race, free gender, and the birthdays of them, 7 resident status, and identification as Hispanic, the pre-college entry information, the SAT and X scores, if available, if they can provide. And the completed transcript records, it comprise the 150 most popular majors, the classes they taken, the time at which they were taken, the GPA they received, and totally 748 features within this scope. We can see the table of the paper. The genders, there are females, males, others. The previous schooling could be the freshmen, the 2 years and 4 years college students. The race are the African American, American Indian, Asian, Caucasian, Hawaiian, and other, or the unknown. Hispanic or not, and also the residency status, if they are residents or non-residents. So here comes the result. The result one about the prediction itself. Along 3 methods, the logistic regression, random forest, and k-nearest neighborhoods, they have all more than 60% accuracy separately, of which the logistic regression is the highest, stay at 67%. But we need to know accuracy is the statistic metric. These 3 methods all have the more 0.73, 0.7, and 0.66 marks out of 1 at the area under the curve, AUC, which is a concept and an indicator that shows the model's ranking capability among all the true-false value classification, like the dropout or not. The AUC states the probability of the prediction. The higher than 0.5 value of it features the effectiveness. Now, give an example, a very classic one, that if the email you receive, 90% of the email are the proper one, whereas just 10% are the spam. So if your predictive analysis give all the email to be the non-spam, then the accuracy, even it didn't have any distinguish between the emails, it have the 90% accuracy. Why? Because it's affected by the sample. So here becomes the a concept is about the AUC. It will justify the model's probability of the prediction itself. So that's another metrics for the AI in the education. The result 2, it shows the relatively high correlative features, that it shows the first enrollment years stays the higher accuracy at 53.58%. It's the highest among all the more than 700 features. And the second and first are the birth year and first quarter of enrollments. They followed, rated at 53.49% mutually. And then it comes with the GPA of the psychology, English, math, and chemistry classes. Then the features of demographic information, including the race, gender, and pre-college entry information such as the SET, they are all out of the first 7 most important features. So being optimistically that the previous performance, or if we did not do well in the early time, that it shows we can even to do better. It won't affect or constrain us to do better in the future. But need to know that the students' financial background were excluded in this research. It means that it's unknown in this case study in 2016. Now we see a improvement of the dropout prediction in 2018. It combines the definition of the dropout and non-dropout. The definition is it includes only those who have graduated, rather than merely excluding those who have dropped out. This approach ensures that the analysis focuses on confirmed graduates, avoiding any potential bias or uncertainty introduced by active students whose graduation status is undetermined. And the second thing is, at the end of each semester, which updates the most current information to determine the enrollment of next semester. Since only the students those who stop enrolling consecutive semester will be considered as the dropouts. So now, using the methods of the random forest, 91% accuracy and 87% sensitivity could be achieved, which is quite high before the study in 2016. So we can see that even we confine the definition into a more appropriate way, that we can improve the accuracy to a more than 90% accuracy prediction model. What is the point for the dropout prediction? That the for the university or the tutor, the school, the teacher, they can provide some extra help or the assistance to the individual students before they drop out. Now we see a review of the dropout prediction in 2023. The top 5 most frequent used algorithms, they are decision trees, random forest, naive Bayes, ANN, which is the term of the artificial neural network, and support vector machine, of which the decision trees and random forest are the least complex. The features we told before, they could be the race, the previous academic performance, the score of the set, or their enrollment years. They can even be selected by the algorithm to decrease the data training time. The Weka and Python, these two occupy the largest shares of the machine learning software, rated at 39% and 32%, overwhelming the third, which is rated at only 8.5%. Also, in this research, that the new demand was raised for actions to be taken referring the prediction results. How the university or the principals, the teachers should do to provide effective help to prevent the dropout of a student, to let him or her to continue his study will be a new demand or a new frontier for the researcher to do. Now, let's talk about the case study 2. implementation of tutorial dialogue system, TDS, in 2016. This time, for the high school students, the challenge is to give the solutions with the line of reasoning, LOR, to totally free complex questions. The tutor platform was the web-based natural language tutoring system RIMAC. It's also another checkbox that you can input the sentence and then it will give you some answer or hints to conduct the tutorial for you to acquire the knowledge and to do the test. The procedure of the study was, at first, the students are required to did a pre-test, and the summary groups will be provided the sample solution video and one of the three level of the summary hints. The hints level from low to the high provided to the students was decided by the model, by the AI model. Whereas the comparison team, no summary, completes another similar practice again. Thirdly, a post-test was arranged for all the students again and to get their score. Finally, the class is off and to estimate the effectiveness of this the TDS. Of course, the results show the effectiveness of the TDS that the summary group students can have a higher score than the no summary. So it shows how the AI in providing the appropriate level of the summary hints to the different knowledge level students. But it's a very initial study in 2016. Now let's think about it. Is RIMAC a ChatGPT-like program? I will say somehow. The similarities are RIMAC and ChatGPT. They are the dialogue chatbots that you can input to type some questions to it and to answer them, type some text in it with the interface. But ChatGPT is a generous purpose that comprises a lot of things and it's multiple tasks or objective. It can provide you some suggestion on the life or how to get a driving license. But whereas RIMAC is a tutorial system, it will just comprise the knowledge. It can provide to you some solution way. It can provide you like the simulation. For the material, it can provide you some simulation, the video, some pictures or many types idea to solve the problem dedicated to the education. But the ChatGPT cannot. This is the second different things, I think, because RIMAC is educational AI chatbot system. An improvement in 20 and 21 that also in the personalized learning, the first part about the tutorial dialogue system is the definition is the natural language and conceptual discussion version of intelligent tutorial system, ITS, which was the initial version of the system, and it can update the proactive and reactive decision making capacity and dynamically with the student's model to cater the student's involvement. Because the initial version have the problems in it always duplicates the question and it requires the students to do all the provided questions and step by step, like the personalized tests that the student will spend a lot of time on it and feel doubt. So the updated model can shorten the tutoring time and decrease the number of the questions, so to increase the efficiency and also the learning interest of the students. The experiments, it used the RIMAC again. It was a conceptual physics TDS with the students, which were conducted by Jordan and Cass for so many times. And the dialogue of the right max is to provide the hints of the line of reasoning again. The three level are the full line of reason, full LOR, the conclusive LOR for the middle level, knowledge level of student, and the advanced LOR for the high knowledge level students. So the model is comprised of students' cohort modeling. It trained the big data of the students' performance or all the students' performance. It means and output the generic students model, which categorized the students as three clusters: the high knowledge level, medium knowledge level, and the low knowledge level. And then it will cluster a student, just like the Jellicoe we mentioned before. It will classify the students based on the result of the assessment test. The testing and cluster result will update the generic students model. What does it mean? The previous example we mentioned before was the Jellicoe will get its own development plan, but for this time, the model will update itself with this new data comprising the data from Jellicoe. So it can dynamically update the student's model. After each dialogue, the student's performance will be updated or refined to trace the current student's performance. Like if Jellicoe don't want to be the center anymore, or even he don't want to play the ice hockey anymore, that the model can recommend another development plan for him. And then the system will have the functions to choose the next questions. It will control the length of dialogue and save plenty of time. It skips the questions that the students can answer correctly with high possibility so that to shorten the time. It also has the adaptive level of support at each dialogue step. It will improve its way how to ask or how to offer the help for each question for the students. You can see now the TDS is quite more intelligent than the ITS before in 2016. Now let's see a picture of it. From the top of the picture, we can see the data that in the study of the 2021, that the data comprises 560 students' 4-year performance, and then through the algorithm, the method was the stereotype and k-means algorithm. Through it, and it will train itself to build a student's model. The student's model itself called the knowledge level based 3-cluster model. It categorized the knowledge level of the students' cohorts into the high level, medium, and low. After that, the model will be integrated into a user interface called multiple choice knowledge assessment tool. Then you will input the data of a new registered student in it, and then it will classify the new student's data into one of the 3 clusters. Meanwhile, the new student's data will update the model again, so the model can always trace the new registered student's development. Now, let's see the second stage of the personalized learning. It just don't, it can more than know yourself for the tutorial dialogue system, but also to recommend the scope or curriculum for the students. The recommendation system is well known at present, like the online shopping advertisement and video recommendation, that what you want, it will give you the similar contents. And the platform could be the CYC and the DBpedia on the market. There are 3 recommendation techniques. One of it is the collaborative filter. It calculates the similarity between the users and the past training data. the low reliability of the new user and new questions. The content base, the keyword matching with the vector space model, it is user independent and adjusts the new recommendation rapidly based on the content, but the limited content analysis gives poor information. It cannot extract the information from the data well, so the over-specification constrains the serendipity that you will always remain or be constrained into your comfort zone. The third are knowledge base. It considers the user characteristic and requires the understanding of the knowledge and its framework. Now, is the takeaway. What the AI in education is, it is an algorithm, and we choose an appropriate method to train itself to become a whole system. Then, if you want to use it, to input the data of the new students inside, and then you will get the result, like the development plan for a student. That is the AI in education. Or also you can predict the students' dropout. The relevant technologies and methods. Mentioned before, it could be the supervised methods for the predictive analysis, the unsupervised methods to extract the information from the data, and also the generative methods, generative AI to become a chatbot. And there are some specific methods like the k-nearest neighbors, the decision tree, k-means spectral, or the transformer-based techniques, LLM, that they were introduced in this video. It also displayed the applications and its platform of the AI in education. AI in education can predict the dropouts, personalize learning and teaching. It will recommend the most appropriate teaching methods for a teacher. It can also provide a sentiment analysis and become a chatbot to provide knowledge to the students anytime, everywhere, with patience. The case studies in this video show the effectiveness of the AI in education and provide the working mechanism for your better understanding. Also, this video provides the recent development of the AI in education. I hope that you all can enjoy the content in this video. Thank you. Here comes with the reference. If you have interest to learn more, you can read these papers or leave your comments in the video below. Thank you for watching again. See you at the next video. Bye bye.